I'm motherfucking FBS. We got beef, you best be stressed. I've exposed all these clowns up and down from east to west. Mob tube is my house and you're nothing but a guest. All you bitches can't stop watching me, you're all fucking obsessed. So get up off my dick and stop talking shit, or hop into the chat and grab the motherfucking link. Yeah, I'm the only motherfucker on MobTube who isn't miserable and lonely or a phony from SlobTube. It's a community full of misfits and there's unity among dipshits. I'm always under scrutiny and I'm about to go ballistic, cause I'm losing my mind, constantly dealing with this sick shit. Everywhere you look, there's another fucking nitwit, acting like he's big shit, talking about he's in the mob, he should get his wig split. Fake gangsters, straight wanksters, I'd like to thank yous, cause of your never-ending bullshit. I'm laughing all the way to the bank, cause I'm motherfucking FBS. We got beef, you best be stressed. I've exposed all these clowns up and down from east to west. MobTube is my house and you're nothing but a guest. All you bitches can't stop watching me, you're all fucking obsessed. So get up off my dick and stop talking shit, or hop into the chat and grab the motherfucking link. There's scumbags of all types in this disgusting fucking place, whining about all their gripes while probably smoking on that bass. These fucking punks stay talking shit every single day and night, then get all fucking offended when I decide to stay and fight. They're a bunch of pussy cowards who will attack your family first before you even speak their name, cause they're the motherfucking worst. They seem to think this shit's a game till they get verbally pistol whipped. They only have themselves to blame, but they'll still give you a guilt trip. Ain't it a motherfucking shame? You should have just kept your mouth shut, but you talk shit and got flamed. Now I virtually burned your house up. Welcome to motherfucking MobTube. This is what this platform became. Yes, I'm motherfucking FBS. We got beef, you best be stressed. I've exposed all these clowns up and down from east to west. MobTube is my house and you're nothing but a guest. All you bitches can't stop watching me, you're all fucking obsessed. So get up off my dick and stop talking shit, or hop into the chat and grab the motherfucking link. Yizzo, and I'm out. Fucking punks. I ain't the one. Salute!
Well, yo, Sean McCarthy, the imaginary Don, the Maltese mob boss from West Babylon.
Forrest Gump of Park Avenue, the guy has done it all. He's got the camel jaw, rocking like he might have done a ball, trashing families on YouTube, and he thinks the shit's a joke. Till he meets a man with a screw loose, and he ends up getting smoked. He can barely speak English and he writes like an illiterate. Grew up as a rich kid, so he fights and gets belligerent. He motherfucking time that he doesn't get his way. He motherfucking whines till his simps give up and pay. Tony Pizza, you have lost your mind. No ability to recognize you've crossed the line, but that's okay, cause one day you'll face your karma, and I can guarantee you'll never have your way with Sarma. You're a mess, you're a pest, you talk shit and beat your chest. You get stressed and depressed, feels like you'll never get some rest. You're obsessed with the best, the one and only FBS, cause MobTube is my house and you're barely just a guest. You appeared on Netflix dressed as a gay goth Dracula. They gave you 4 fucking minutes and they never got back to you. You cried over a woman who was with a man who took everything she had and then hauled ass and ran. And you watched far from a distance eating out of a can, cause you were never nothing to her but an obsessed fan. Tony Pizza, you have lost your mind. No ability to recognize you've crossed the line, but that's okay, cause one day you'll face your karma, and I can guarantee you'll never have your way with Sarma.
And that's that. Fat Bald-Sicilian, I'm out till next time, everyone. Peace.
Yizzo, what's going on, everybody? There doesn't seem to be many people here. Is someone else on or what? Good night, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Enjoy the movie with Mr. Can't Be Wrong. Have a good time. Let me see. What do we got over here? Dave, Muggsy Siegel, Saxon, Ronan 456, Chief, Stevie the Gypsy, War, and Michael Hensley. We love you more. Anyone else? Michael McDonald, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming someone else is on. This is fucking. But then again, I only scheduled the show 25 minutes before I started it, so who knows? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Can't expect me to know. I don't know things. Anyway, I thought I'd come back on because Tony Pizza lost his fucking marbles. I mean, he did that a long time ago, but tonight it was, from what I hear, very interesting. I tried to catch it. I was actually going to watch the show so I could do this show. And I listened to like the last 5 minutes and the fucking thing cut off. I thought it got taken down, but I heard he put it on private. Tadio, check 1, 2. See how I said that right? Tadio. What's up, Jesse Roth? Sal D. Felice. Oz gave you the membership, of all people, right? Yeah, I don't know. How many of you guys saw it? Fuck, man. I wish somebody had clips to send me, but probably not because it went private pretty much instantly. Like, I don't even think he was done talking. I don't even know how the fuck he did it. At least when I was watching. Maybe I was a little behind a few seconds or something, but he was still talking and then boom, it was gone. He's gonna kill us all, apparently. He said, well, they told me he was saying that Michelle Pfeiffer needs some documents from him. I can't even believe I'm saying the words. Michelle Pfeiffer needed documents from Tony Pizza so he could become her new bodyguard. So, yeah, he's being robbed by a Nigerian prince. I'm pretty sure. You know, I'd put money on it. Mod D. Did I already shout you out? I feel like I just did that. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, he's just being Tony Pizza, you know. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm very, very curious to find out once it's all over. Very curious. Although you got to remember, this could be just another scam. It could be. It could be like, you know, oh, look, stupid old me. Like, they'll believe that I'm this dummy, you know, who got catfished by, you know, somebody pretending to be Michelle Pfeiffer. And then I got robbed of all my money. And now I need more, guys. You know what I mean? You know? Yeah. Just in case that turns out to be, you know, the real story once we find out, once it's all said and done. So remember where you heard it first, right here, everybody. Please hit the like button and donate if you can. Do that because I want to make money, guys. I really do. It's kind of what I live for. Not all, the only thing I live for, but, you know, while I'm here on this earth, I like to make money. Yeah, I know, bro. I'm broke until Monday. I'll pay it forward because this membership is cursed. His membership? Who you mean, Oz's? Why you say that? Oz is getting an ass kicking over there too, man. Oz, you here? You around? You listening? That motherfucker went ballistic on you. Holy shit. He was pissed. He said you're disrespecting him by being in this chat. I don't know if he actually mentioned the money, though, but I'm assuming he would have had to, right? He would have had to have mentioned the money that you gave us, me and Jesse. I don't know. Oz is a pizza guy, but I don't know. I'm up and down with Oz. Oz seems like he could be a decent person. I'm conflicted about that because I don't know how you could support Tony Pizza and be a decent person, but he does some nice shit sometimes. Seems like he has a good heart. That's why I don't really ever talk about him. I just express my disappointment in him every now and then. You know? Good night, everybody. Because I don't get it, but he was here earlier and he bought memberships. He gave me $70 to buy memberships with, and then he gave Jesse $30. So 15 people got new memberships, but I told them, Pizza's going to kill you for this. And I think Pizza was talking about torturing people, ripping out their fingernails. I hope that doesn't turn out to be Oz's fate. I really do. Yeah, it's all good. Oz is, listen, at the very least, he's the best person over there. That's for sure. He did apparently. You got 105 and I got 75. Oh, so the numbers were fudged a bit. Yeah, that's what Tony Pizza does. I'm pissed off then. I want my other 35 fucking bucks. What's going on? Hey, Balla, when we rapping? I'll drop the motherfucking link right now. You want to rap? Don't test me. I'll do it. Guys, give me a second because I got to just run to the bathroom real quick because I took some extra medicine tonight and I've pissed 45 times in the last hour. Apparently, I'm not done. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, here I am. Who's Oz? Oz is a pizza guy, but I don't know, man. They have a lot of problems between the two of them. Oz is, well, I don't know if Oz is ever doing anything, but Pizza's always, turning on Oz and trashing him. And I don't know if he's ever doxed him. I wouldn't be surprised. Oz does things wrong and then Pizza gets mad. It's like Oz tries to be his own man, which is, what everybody should have the right to do, but that's not allowable. Can't do that. Not allowed. I'm sorry. Sal D. Felice, Lasix and spironolactone has me pissing all night. Yeah, I'm on both. I feel you. Throw away the keys. It's getting so ridiculous when it comes to pizza. I know, right? He's fucking sick bastard. Oh, I stole that line from throw away the keys. Yeah, Gene was pissed about that. Did you hear Gene calling James Proctor Rocky Dennis? Which is funny. I mean, even James has to laugh at that, I'd assume. Anybody who knows the movie Mask with Cher. And what the fuck is that guy's name? I always forget his name. It's a great movie. I think if you were an 80s baby, you had to have seen that movie at least 42,000 times. Pretty sure it's about how many times I saw it. What the fuck? Oh, you cuddling with Balla, Jesse? What the fuck? Eric Stoltz. Is that his name? Yeah. That was a good movie. Yeah, Gene had me dying laughing. He was pissed. But he was right about a lot of what he said. I mean, there's something else I wanted to talk about. I guess I'll get into this now. And again, donate if you can. I know there's not a lot of people, but hey, it only takes a few of you. The thing that Joey and Snuff were saying about how these rats can't go anywhere. They can't go anywhere. And he talked about, I don't know who he was referring to exactly. I think it was just a general statement like, a guy will pull up on Mulberry Street at like 3 a.m. when nobody's there and take a selfie and then post it, and make it look like he was just strolling around Little Italy. I think he got that from Tekashi 6ix9ine, because Tekashi 6ix9ine pretended to have gone to O Block at like 10 o'clock at night. And he really went there at like 3 something in the morning. Like you could hear the birds chirping and stuff. And like they caught him on camera, like a security camera, and it had the exact time on it. It was like 3 something a.m., So he was just fronting. He wasn't actually there when people were out. But, I got to say, I know they like to think this. People like Joey and maybe Dominic Crea and the whole anti-rat crowd. But it's not true. I mean, the bottom line is any of these guys can go anywhere they want and nothing is going to happen to them. And none of them are scared to. I don't think so. Maybe 1 or 2. But this is a fantasy people have in their heads. It's just not the same as it used to be. I mean, if John Veazey pops up in South Philly today, tomorrow, whatever, and he's just walking around, what, you think somebody's going to do something to him? You think Joey and them are going to do anything to him? No. So for a number of reasons. One of them being that, that's big trouble. Big trouble. You fuck with a government cooperator like that, and it doesn't matter how long ago they were an active informant or cooperator or whatever. It doesn't matter. You get a lot of time for that. Not just that, but there's not a lot going on with the mob these days as far as violence and shit. So I don't think any of them are worried about anything. You know what I mean? Are they going to go to some place like Rayo's or something like Joey mentioned? I mean, no, because they won't be wanted there. There'd be no fucking point. Like you can't, like, why would they do that? They're not going to get a fucking table there. You know what I mean? They're going to be shunned. But can they go walk around any neighborhood in New York right now or wherever, whatever city they're from? Of course they can. John A. was hanging around Howard Beach just a few years ago. Gene Borello was in Howard Beach just a few years ago. You know what I mean? Hootie, another one, walking around New York every day. Jimmy would just pop up on this show from whatever pizza joint he was at. And he would tell you exactly which one he was at in Bensonhurst with his kids, chilling, and just stay on the show for like a half hour, more than enough time for people to pull up. Nothing. He's in his neighborhood all the time. He walks around Bath Avenue, Jimmy. He's always around there. Does anything happen to anyone? No. And John A. was really, truly on Mulberry Street not that long ago. I think it was during the feast. I think that's what Joey might have been referring to, because he said something about pretending he went to the feast. No, anybody can go to the feast. First of all, Mulberry Street is not what it used to be. Do you know that in Little Italy in Manhattan, there is not a single Italian person who lives there? Swear to God, look it up. Not one Italian resident. Not one. Are there some that hang out there? Maybe. But there's no Italians that live there anymore. And I'm not exaggerating. Not a single one. So you go to Mulberry Street now, it's not like if you would have went there in the 90s or even the 2000s. It's not the same. Trust me. We were just there like 4 years ago, maybe right before I started this channel. We were just there. It's not the same, just like everything else. It's not. And same thing if they walk around Howard Beach. You think anything's going to happen to them? No, of course not. I mean, unless somehow yeah, exactly. Anthony Santora. Yeah. Unless somehow they get caught alone, if they say it's nighttime or something, and a bunch of guys catch you somewhere where they can, get you into an alley or something. drag you into a car or something, maybe. But even then, I highly doubt it. It's just not the same. A lot of these guys act like this is like the heyday of the mafia still. It's not. Nobody's getting hurt. Any of those guys can go anywhere they want. Gene can walk anywhere he wants. Nobody's going to do a fucking thing to him. And any of them can. Any of them can. And I'm only saying that because I've seen it with my own fucking eyes. You know what I mean? I used to think the same thing. Those guys can't go in their neighborhoods anymore. Oh, yes, they can, and they do. They live in their own. Anthony Aralotta lives in his home that he grew up in, that he always lived in. He never moved. He didn't even move from one house to another. He's still in Springfield. So I don't know who Joey's talking about when he says that, but I don't see it. Maybe he knows of some guys that are scared to come around South Philly anymore or anything, but I don't know. And I know John Veazey, he had a lot of those guys scared when there was even word that he'd be coming around South Philly. So I don't know. I'm not saying Joey, because I don't think Joey was even home then. I think this is a long time ago. I think he was locked up, but yeah, John Veazey had a lot of those guys scared. And I don't know, man. I don't see it that way. The only one who seems scared is Phil Leonetti. All the others don't give one shit about anything happening to them. There's more rats active in the life as CIs anyways. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. As far as Phil Leonetti, I think Phil Leonetti is I don't think it's so much that he's scared. I think it's that he probably has, a life, businesses and things like that. And he just doesn't want to be seen because he doesn't want people in his new life to know who he is. I don't even think that he's scared because, again, what is there to be scared of? Now, I understand why you say that, though, Michael, because, the interview with the disguise on and all that silly shit Phil Leonetti did. And he does all his interviews, so you can't see him and stuff. But I think that's just because he probably built a life and nobody he associates with on a daily basis knows who he is, and he doesn't want them to. Or maybe he got a bunch of plastic surgery and shit, and he doesn't look the same anymore, and he doesn't want you to know how he does look now. And the same thing also. If you're on camera and somebody in your area, somebody you're in business with, stumbles across your interview and sees you, then you're not just the guy in the neighborhood who I'm sure doesn't go by the name Phil Leonetti anymore. Now you're a guy who used to be in the mafia, and you're a killer and everything else. So it's not conducive to I guess, a healthy lifestyle in a community where you have a good reputation and things like that. Maybe I should have said a happy lifestyle. Either way. But I think, I don't know, man. I think the people who are still hanging on to that life want it to be that way so badly that it's like, oh, you can't even go to your neighborhood. Why can't they? I mean, Joey and Snuff were showing like video clips of them like at Phillies games and I don't know, maybe Jets games or something like that. And they were, like just chilling, like right up front and shit. And they were saying like, you rats can't do this. Well, why couldn't they? What do you mean? It's not a mobbed up stadium. You just pay whatever you guys paid and then you can fucking do whatever you want. What is the people in the stadium going to attack you? The guys? I don't think so. This is my personal opinion. It's probably not going to happen where there's tens of thousands of witnesses in broad fucking daylight. Could be wrong. But I don't know. It just makes me laugh when I hear stuff like that. And then you got people like, Chris Pacello. Chris Pacello is probably the easiest person to find as far as guys that cooperated, or one of them. For years now, years and 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 years. After he cooperated and went into witness protection and came out of witness protection, he has been back in Miami at his businesses, and his businesses are no secret. He had Instagram and Facebook profiles where he would be at his business and he'd be advertising it. He's standing there with like Rick Ross or fucking P. Diddy or Jay-Z or 50 Cent or something in his own club. And what exactly happened to Chris Pacello? Not to mention that one incident where Chris Pacello ran into a certain individual at a basketball game, So I don't know, man. I don't see it being this way. Am I wrong, guys? I don't know. And when I say am I wrong, it's not a serious question. I know I'm not wrong. I know I'm not wrong. Yeah, he's been nice to me too, but the way I look at it is, if you're sitting in the chat of a person who's trashing the living shit out of my family, and you're supporting that guy, are you being nice to me? Gene needs to stay the fuck away from that chick. She's toxic as fuck and totally bad for Gene. She's going to end up really jamming him up if he doesn't. You mean the new, because this ain't the old chick. You might think it's the same chick. It's a new chick, but either way, you're right. Yeah. Jeff Nadeau said Englishtown is falling apart between the sheriff getting caught shoplifting and people quitting over John A-Light. I like A-Light lately. Maybe it's just the daughter, RIP, has all my... No, I feel you. But, it's a half a square mile town. It's literally 1/2 of a square mile. So, if it fell apart, I don't even think anybody would notice. Thank you, War. Too many cameras. Yeah, that's one of the issues. I had a judge throw me out of the court once because I wouldn't read one sentence in a prepared statement because I thought still was a code, but I was wrong. Everyone rats now. Oh, yeah, no, I see what you're saying. You thought there was still a code. Yeah, no. Even the so-called stand-up guys are pulling rap moves lately. It's weird. We've been seeing that for years now. I don't know. I just I don't know. I just think, and I'm not in the mob. I'm not associated with the mob. I don't know anybody in the mob. But sometimes I've said this before, like the lack of evidence is evidence in itself. Well, meaning like there are no real mob busts going down. Nothing like, the type that used to take place all the time. There's no way they have any real union or political power anymore. There is without a doubt no mob violence taking place, or we'd be hearing about it left and right. It'd be everywhere. People in this community would know about it. I mean, I just don't think there's much left. I think, and what I meant by the lack of evidence, there's no evidence really of the mafia being very active these days. So that would lead me to believe that it isn't. I'm not saying that there's all the families left, and yeah, they probably got shit going on, but you got to remember, guys, I mean, between the cameras being everywhere and the fucking law enforcement always keeping an eye on these guys, having them under constant surveillance and every fucking thing else. I mean, anything serious going down, they'd probably be caught in no time. So I just don't think there's anything serious going down anymore. I mean, you got a guy like Joey, for example. Now, Joey's supposedly out of the life, right? Of course. Why wouldn't he be? Yeah. You think Joey can go wherever he wants in South Philly? And I'm not talking about, because of people in the street. I'm talking about because of the feds. Like, you think he could just meet up with a bunch of made guys in some building somewhere or something, and they don't have their eyes on him the entire time? I mean, I don't even see how you could conduct business anymore at this point. I know a loan shark on Long Island whose whole book stopped paying and threatened to call the FBI, LOL, 10 years ago. He would have broke heads, but now he opened a real estate company. Yeah. His whole book stopped paying and threatened to call the FBI. It's true, you know. Who was it? Michael Franzese that said the fear of the mob was transferred to a fear of the FBI. So, like, guys in that life even are like, they're not nearly as scared as their colleagues, so to speak, as they are of the government. So they flip in a heartbeat because what do they got to be worried about? I mean, guys, am I lying? Does Sammy the Bull, like, does everybody know where Sammy the Bull lives? Everybody knows where he lives. Lee Cole found Sammy the Bull. He's one of the biggest mob rats and probably the most important mob rat in the history of the mafia. You know who else is one of the biggest mob rats and most important mob rats in the history of the mafia, whether you guys know it or not? Chris Pacello. Chris Pacello put away like 75 made guys and associates from like all 5 fucking families. No bullshit. One of the most important government witnesses of all time. And both of those guys, you could fucking look them up on Google right now and get their addresses. Everybody knows where Sammy lives. Everybody knows where Chris Pacello lives. And nothing happens to them. Michael Franzese. Michael Franzese is a rat, and especially according to Joey, for example. And he is on world tours with plenty of stops all around the United States of America. With his stupid books and his businesses and his dumb fucking, I don't know what he does. Whatever the fuck he does, he sells tickets to all the time. He makes appearances and shit. He's on the Bill Maher podcast. I mean, come on. So when they say you guys can't go back to your neighborhood, who can't? And what neighborhood can't they go back to? I don't understand. And I'm not even saying this to be a dick to anyone. I'm just pointing out the fact that I still hear this, but yet there is no reason to believe that if anybody who cooperated goes back to their neighborhood, that anything is going to happen to them because they're all back in their neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like Mikey Scars. What do you think will happen if Mikey Scars goes to Bensonhurst and just walks around? Nothing will happen. Nobody's going to do anything to him. As a matter of fact, there's probably a whole bunch of people there who like him. You know, I mean, if anything, he'll get some dirty looks. He'll get called some names maybe, but that's it. So, I don't know. FBS, yeah, you're right. That's probably what it is with Leonetti. He just wants to stay anonymous in his life today. Yeah, if you remember the book Mafia Prince, who knows if he was telling the truth in that book, because on that one interview he did when he was in disguise, he talked about how he can't even get a job because the government never gave him a new identity. In the book Mafia Prince, around that same time frame, the book wasn't around that same time frame. I'm talking about at the end when he's talking about when he went into the program and all that stuff. It's the same time frame as when he was, you know, doing that interview in the disguise and all that. He talked about all these businesses he opened, like a landscaping business and a couple of other ones. And so who knows if that's true, because those were 2 contradictory statements. But I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, all these guys seem to open up businesses, don't they? The majority of them, that's what they do. And they do it very well. Look at people like Dominic Sicali and stuff, you know. There's only a few that really work a regular job. They all open up businesses. I think Mikey Scars has a bunch of businesses. All those guys that went to Florida and shit, they have businesses. You know, people like Franzese has a million businesses. He's got the pizza thing going on. He's got everything. I'm sure Sammy's got different business and adventures going on. You know, a lot of them do. It's what they do. You got people like Mikey DeRosa. Mikey DeRosa went to Arizona and became like a big like real estate agent, was making tons of money off of real estate and fucking had all types of other shit going on too. I think he was, you know, selling cars and all types of stuff. You know, he had businesses happening. It's what these guys do. So if Phil was telling the truth in the book, he probably just doesn't want to be seen, you know. But who knows if he was. Either way, though, think about it. You know, if you were in that position, you got two choices. You could either be a celebrity gangster and try to make a living off of that, or you could be a normal person and you cannot be a celebrity gangster. You can't. You have to just fly under the radar, and who knows? I mean, over the years, what kind of work he might have gotten done. He might be so different looking that nobody. If Nicky Scarfo came back from the dead, he might not recognize Phil Leonetti. It might be something like that too. And then once he puts his face on camera, all that work he got done for nothing. Now everybody knows what he looks like, you know. So these are the things I think are probably, you know, what makes him do that. Anybody want to donate? Come on, guys. Why do Howie and Frank still live in hiding then in the middle of nowhere? I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, some of them do, some of them don't. But most of them, I think, don't. You know, I mean, I don't. Everybody's got their own reasons for things. But the majority of those guys, they don't live in hiding. They don't. So I think everybody's situation is different too. You know what I'm saying? Tell me I'm wrong though, Hoops. Tell me Jimmy Calandra doesn't travel around Bensonhurst regularly, and John Alite doesn't go to Little Italy and fucking Howard Beach, and Gene Barella wasn't just in Howard Beach a few years ago, living with his mom, I believe, after he cooperated, and Hootie wasn't strolling around New York and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Michael Franzese on tour, and Sammy the Bull, or living right out in the open in Arizona. Everybody knows where he lives, and all these guys. I mean, there's not many of them hiding. Anthony Arlotta hangs out at the place Bruno was killed. I know that's crazy, right? Honestly, I don't. War makes no sense to hide anymore and be away from family, etc. Wait, what do wars say? I can understand telling on account of being betrayed. That's what makes the lights come on sometimes. Oh, I hope that honestly, I don't know, but it depends though. First of all, I don't know what if that's if the comment I just read from War is the one you're replying to. I don't get it, but if you're just saying this in general, like makes no sense to hide anymore and be away from family. How do you know anybody's away from their family? How do you know they're not hiding with their family? You know what I mean? Some people might not have relationships with their family anymore, and it's no big deal. Or some people aren't hiding from everybody. They're just staying under the radar. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about specific guys' situations, especially if I don't know their situations. But I mean, it's very possible that these guys, some of these guys are living fairly normal lives. Just the general public doesn't know where they are. Like, we don't know. You know what I mean? But their family members and shit might. So I don't know. What do I know? I mean, people have had families that have gone into witness protection with them and stuff. I don't know. I think every case is different. You know what I mean? I think every case is different. Look who's here. Mike DeBella, $10. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Go where you want, live your life. Just don't flaunt it. All it takes is some idiot that thinks he's a badass, then everyone loses. Look at Peter Pan, 10 years for what? A button. True. You got that right. Yeah, very stupid. Peter Pan. Yeah. You're right, Mike. Let me see. God damn, now I'm all fucked up here. Yeah, yeah, you never know, I mean, I think uh, like I don't know if anybody's in hiding like we might think they are. Like from the shit we've seen in movies. Like I don't know if anybody's really out there living in fucking Utah somewhere and it's a complete and total secret that they're there and nobody in their family even knows and nobody around them knows who they are, from their past or anything. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that's still a thing, but I don't know how common it is anymore. It used to be necessary. You know what I mean? Like look at Henry Hill. They would have killed him if they found him back then, right? And every single time the FBI got some tip that they know where he is, the FBI would swoop in within 24 hours and move him and his whole fucking family somewhere else. But that's just not necessary anymore. What happens if they find out where you are? What are they going to do about it? Nothing. They can't do anything about it. Their hands are tied. Sammy the Bull. Do you know that Sammy the Bull, when he was in Arizona before the whole ecstasy ring thing or during, there was some restaurant he used to go to. It wasn't his restaurant. He would go and you guys know about this. I think it was in the book and shit. He would go to this restaurant every night, and when he walked in, they would play the music from The Godfather because they knew who he was. And he would go sit in the back at a table and play chess with people all night. And that was in the fucking 90s. Okay. So even then, nothing happened to Sammy. Now, I'm not saying it wouldn't have eventually. That was a different time. But if you could get away with it even then, for any period of time, let me ask you guys, who is a famous rat that got killed for being a rat? And I don't want to hear about Alpo because Alpo didn't get killed for being a rat. So name one single guy who got killed after he cooperated with the government, like a major rat. There aren't any. You can't name one. So it just, even back then, it wasn't really happening. Now it definitely ain't happening. I think Leonetti fabricated a large portion of his book to make more appealing. I doubt seriously he was in meetings with the Chin, especially during the Godfather era. Well, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, he probably fabricated. Then again, I mean, you never know, but I could believe he fabricated that, if anything. But who knows? I mean, Filionetti, there's a lot of things in that book that I thought were bullshit lies. Maybe the whole fucking thing is bullshit. I don't know. Well, thank you, Michael McDonald. I appreciate that, brother. A lot. Sal D. Felice, Vinny Ocean lived in Long Island Park in a mansion on Long Island. Even though he was Jersey, when he ratted, my boy's father said to go to Wiggles and pretend you're new owners. By second night, New Jersey's guys came, we left. But Vinny Ocean lived in a... Yeah, but nothing happened to him, right? Of course not. Arlotta is up close and personal in their faces in his town. He definitely gives no fucks for sure. Not a single fuck. Tony B, what's up? When I was being a pastor, we had several people come through the church that were in the program, FBS. I believe it. Henry Hill used to walk around the feast in Vegas. Nothing happened, just got thrown out. Yeah. Absolutely. I think there was a couple of times he was even in Scores in New York, just chilling. Not in the 90s, nothing. Although that one time, Chuck Zito was definitely on his way to the studio to fuck him up when he was, on the Stern Show to Henry Hill. But even then, nothing happened. No, Tony B. Arizona, Sammy the Bull. Yeah, it was a restaurant in Arizona. He would just sit, he'd walk in and they'd play the Godfather music, and then he would sit in the back and play chess. And it was no secret who he was, not at all. Everybody in that area knew exactly who the fuck he was. So, oh, I don't remember his story that well, bro. I know exactly who you're talking about, but I don't remember his story that well. Abel, who's that? Yeah, see, okay, I don't know. Joey D'Amico got hospitalized when he attended the San Gennaro Feast Sumwell Act. When was that? Joe the Animal Barboza got killed in California? All right, then I take it back. I guess I was wrong. It happens. It depends on the person and who's got the balls to do something, but it's not worth getting blood on your hands for someone else's problem. No. What was a few years ago, Tony B? And these guys you're talking about, they got killed for Abe. Oh, yeah. Murder Inc. You're talking about, right? That testified against Lepke. Well, you're talking about a long time ago. The mafia is nothing like it was back then. But what was I going to say now? I forget. I don't know. Yeah, that was a different time. And when did he get clipped? That was decades ago, right? Yeah, decades ago. That was. Did he get clipped for being a rat? Like, did somebody kill him for that reason? I'll tell you the truth. I never knew much about that guy. You know how I feel about the whole Patriarcha family and all that. Oh, February 11th, 1976. Yeah, so I was wrong about there not being any in history, but it was a long time ago. You are all welcomed in Bensonhurst. It's a very safe place. Nobody is doing shit. No. Oh, yeah, Gravano would be, yeah, but nothing would happen to him. He could go, Sammy the Bull could go walk around Bensonhurst right now with fucking Mikey Scars. I know they don't get along, but you know my point. And nothing would happen. I could pretty much guarantee it. Yeah. That was a different thing, though, with gas pipe and shit. That was a different thing. But I'm talking about guys that cooperated, left the life, or joined witness protection or something, and then were spotted somewhere and killed. You know what I mean? Give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm looking up Abe Ellis too. That's how you pronounce his name, right? It's got to be. That was 1941. So you see what I'm saying? Even the ones that did, long time ago. It's fucking, what, 84 years ago or some shit? So, let me see. You can't clip anyone today for anything with all the tracking and cameras, et cetera, et cetera. You got to be stupid to murder these days. You're caught instantly in most cases. Well, and that's what I mean too. Like they can't even kill for business purposes anymore. The mafia is not even feared. Look what Sal said earlier about the guys, his whole book, went to the feds on him. Like you can't even instill fear in people anymore. Because you don't have the threat of violence to use against them. They know they're not going to get killed. They could just go to the FBI and nothing will happen to them. So if they're not going to murder for that, what are they going to worry about? Some guy who already, cooperated and, did his thing and he's out of the program or whatever, or he's just going about his life now and all the damage is already done and killing him ain't going to help a fucking thing. These guys now, they know they commit a murder. That's it. One rat and the whole fucking family will get locked up for life. So when was the last real mob hit? It was Michael Meldish, right? Wasn't that the last real mob hit? And look what came of that. So, yeah, not many. Actually, the guy in Philly, Mario Riccobini, became a government informant and returned back to Philly and got killed. But that's obviously a totally different story. Yeah. Yeah. Harry the Hunchback, his brother. I haven't thought. That's his brother, right? Mario? Yeah. I haven't thought about that guy in a while. Wasn't he like one of the youngest guys ever to get made? Wasn't Harry the Hunchback made at like 17 or some shit like that? I think. I used to know all that shit fucking in and out, but I forget a lot of it. Zatola and Meldish. Yeah. Yeah, it's his half brother. Yeah. Harry the Hunchback was a bad motherfucker. He was. Tough bastard. Tiny little fucker. Oh, yeah. Well, he got married. He got made in what year did he got made? He got made in 1917 or 1918 or something, right? When did Harry the Hunchback Riccobini get made? I don't think there's a definite answer. I think it's like a time range. No. He was born 1909, so it couldn't. Maybe it was 1927, something like that. Yeah, 1927. Yeah. Yep. So 18 years old. Thank you for this show. It is ending a great few weeks for me. I promise next week I'll become a real donor. Do you have Zelle? I can send a few bucks now. Probs, I like mob better than drama. No, it turned out to be a good show. Yeah, don't worry about it, man. Whatever you could do. And yeah, I have Zelle. Around that time, he was very young. Oh, yeah. Very, very young. Yeah. Fucking legend, though, right? I never thought this would turn into a mob show, but it was a nice change. Unfortunately, I only made Mike DeBella's $10, but is what it is. Oh, Stephen Cordell, $10 for match. Thank you, Stephen. As you guys know, Stephen is one of the biggest sponsors of this show. So when he says match, you must match. There's 73 of you. A few of you can do it, I'm sure. Anyway, though, that's my take on it. I think most of you probably agree with me. I just don't think anybody is worried about anything anymore. I don't think anybody's worried about anything. You know what I mean? Like, if any of these guys go back to their neighborhoods or anyone else's neighborhoods, I told you could take Jimmy, Sammy, Mikey Scars. They could all go right back. Mikey Amin. They could all get together and go stroll around Bensonhurst tomorrow, and nobody's gonna do a fucking thing to them. You know what I mean? And then not because they don't want to or they're not willing to. It's just they can't. You know what I mean? It's just not the way it used to be. You used to be able to murder somebody in the middle of the fucking street and nobody would know anything. I remember when Johnny was in when he had that picture of himself on Mulberry Street during the feast. I think somebody wrote an article and they said something like, if this was 30, 40 years ago, somebody would have walked up to Johnny Light. Somebody could have, gotten word while they were sitting in a bar eating dinner that he was out there. They could have walked outside, put a bullet in his fucking head in front of a million witnesses, went back in the restaurant, sat down and finished dinner, and nobody would have said a fucking word. Nobody would have said a word about who did it. You know what I mean? But it's not that way anymore. It's not. So I don't know. It just cracks me up because there's still this fucking this myth that the mafia is what it used to be. It's funny to me. FBS, I can't donate anymore after Cash App shutting my account down for violating rules, whatever that means. Or I definitely would. All I have is Zelle these days. That's all good, bro. Don't sweat it then. But Sal, if you want my Zelle for whenever, it's very easy. It's just chrislodrago@aol.com. That's it. It's just my email. Yeah, I'm one of the only people left in the world with an AOL email. chrislodrago@aol.com. My Blue Heaven. I should watch that movie tonight. I haven't seen that in so many years. I think I'm gonna. They could all go to Villa Bates together and pick up a couple of pastries and nothing would happen. Nope. Not a fucking thing, bro. Not a thing. And then it's been proven. I'm not just saying this. You know what I mean? Like if Joey or somebody would try to say, oh, he's crazy. What do you mean? I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. We all have. These guys just do whatever the fuck they want. Nobody's hiding from any fucking one. What about Anthony Ruggiano? Doesn't he work in like a treatment center? I mean, I don't know the city he's in or anything. Maybe you guys do, but my point is he's around people. He's on YouTube. None of these guys are hiding. They're all easy to find. But nobody's even looking for them anymore. It's become just part of the game, like everything else. It's like people, they're with you. They get in trouble. They cooperate. They're not with you no more. But you can't murder them. You know what I mean? You just can't. You won't get away with it. It's not going to happen. So I think people are just used to it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember in 2012 when that Trevor McDonald fucking documentary came out, and Mikey Scars was in the car, and they were driving, and Mikey spotted Froggy Galleone, and he was like hiding, kind of. You know what I mean? Like hiding his face and shit. And it's like, the fuck is he gonna do? What's he gonna do to you? What do you mean? What was he hiding from? Mikey Scars could have gotten out and walked right up to him. Well, what would have happened? And maybe they would have gotten a fight or something. That's about it. It's all good, Sal. So am I. Zelle, you just click on a contact, and if they have Zelle, you can transfer. There you go. I don't think it's under my phone number. Everybody just uses my email, chrislodrago@aol.com. I'll put it in the chat, but I don't know what fucking phone number it's attached to. I've had so many. But everybody that uses it just uses this. Like Michael Hensley uses it every now and then, and that fucking jerk off Timothy Sullivan used to. Oh, somebody asked me earlier if Charles Sullivan's allowed in the chat. I think they might have been thinking of Timothy Sullivan. He ain't. Timothy ain't. Charles is cool. There you go. There's my email. Anyway, guys, we're at exactly in an hour here. Well, an hour and 1 minute. I think I'm done. Yeah, I know I should have done that, War. It's over now. Fuck it. But I'm going to get going. And you guys got to donate, man, because these night shows, that's why I don't do them that often. You know, I can't. This was a fucking big waste of my time. I could have ate dinner and went to sleep already. But I'm going to I'm going to go now. I'm going to go make something to eat and then crash. I'm beat, man. I think all those hours skating today, my legs are shot and I'm just beat. Okay. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. I'll send it now. All right, guys. Thanks for everything. I hope you enjoyed the show. I love you all. And until next time, salute.